Well, hi everyone. Welcome to the G1 Game.
Hello.
I couldn't do it. I couldn't.
Right, you couldn't.
I was looking at the camera. I'm trying not to look at Jimbo.
Hello, everybody.
Oh man, Phil's here in the flesh.
Yes, my grandson Jimbo asked me to come out and speak on the G1 Game Day podcast with you.
See, it's not Jimbo doing a bit. He actually has an old. He has a grandfather named Phil.
Oh,
Well, thank you for joining us, Phil.
good try, Johnny. Good try.
I appreciate your effort to keep from laughing, but I am real. Excuse me, I gotta take my medication.
Oh God, Short Bus is here too. How are you doing, man?
Yeah, just
What? No, don't leave me for my darn fits. Oh God, oh Jesus!
What? Okay.
Oh fuck! There we go. Jesus Christ! Fucking hell! Old man, just all over the place. Leave. I said go. You gotta go to bed. Oh, hey everybody, it's me, Jimbo.
Yeah, you know that almost would have worked if we didn't see the mask just slowly off frame.
right.
I tried. Oh man, that mask. Like I told the guys in the call before we started, that mask was not worth it. Because good God Almighty, Joe Friday, that was digging in my eyes, my nose. It's giving me a quadruple chin. Oh, it was bad.
Yeah, masks like that are bad news bears.
Hopefully,
it doesn't work out.
Yeah, hopefully people enjoyed the joke.
Well, I mean, you broke Johnny on the intro, so
like,
I mean,
well, then mission accomplished. Let's go home.
This is the G1 Game Day podcast. I am Johnny Chase, and I have down below here Mr. Jimbo Socks. Second time he's been on camera here on the G1 Game Days.
Yep, first time on the podcast on the camera.
Mm-hmm. First time in a long time we've had a 3-man group where everyone was on webcam. And we got Short Bus Eric as well.
I mean, I could turn it off if you'd like, but I mean,
no.
Hey,
I love how you guys have your V cams and you've got your logos behind you. I can't do that. Like V cam for me is so out of sync that it's not worth it. Like I'm half contemplating getting an actual green screen and just chroma keying it out.
right.
Yeah,
But I just feel like that. Like if I did that, it'll give Melanie more opportunity to sneak up behind me and scare the shit out of me.
Oh, absolutely.
she could sneak up behind you, pull it down, and then scream. You could, and then you could scream like Robe did about 20 minutes ago.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I mean, that was
Start keying it out. Yeah, I forgot I had those. There's a little hoop there. I was using that to build.
Duct tape it to the fan.
Oh, great.
Oh, you missed it, Lux. Old man Phil was here. He's going to bed right now.
Yeah. You missed it, Hugs.
I mean, it's not like there's going to be a VOD where everybody can go back and watch it if they want to.
Yeah, exactly.
right.
This
It's
is
not like
it's
not like it's not the first 15 seconds.
Yeah, it's not like this is going to be up on YouTube whenever I get around to doing it. Which I really should start like you know what? Damn it, have it up by this day. I'm just like, eh. Someone in chat saying that my green screen would be moose and cheese, or sorry, geese.
We're live on the internet. We are, Wolf. Believe it or not.
No, it'd be moose and gooses.
What about Canadian
Canada gooses?
What about Canada gooses taking Canada deuces
with Canada mooses?
You can't show that
I
on
can get
Twitch.
behind that.
Sure, you can.
Nah.
Yeah, probably. No, we've established they're Canada gooses. Do not correct me on this. Wayne says they're Canada gooses or Canada gooses. And if you got a problem with Canada gooses, you got a problem with me. I should just let that one marinate.
I will. With the side of barbecue sauce.
Right?
Yeah, by the way, I like how everyone liked my tweet because I retweeted the trailer for NHL 21 in their story mode, where they had like a bunch of like prominent like NHL announcers and commentators from various networks talking about like this one made up character. I was like, give me a story mode with Jonesy, Riley, and Shorzy, and I'll buy it day one.
Oh, absolutely.
I'll send you a pizza to the hospital. Send you a stuffed crust. You fat.
Oh man. Little sneak peek into one story that I got brewing for the news later on, but we got to talk about our weeks. Short Bus, how's your weeks been going?
Weeks have been going pretty well. Yeah, I'm streaming a little less because I have to. I've decided to make some life changes. Mainly, I've started exercising.
Cool. How's that been going?
I hate it. No, actually, it's going pretty well. So I now spend the mornings. I'm building up, to the One Punch Man, 100 sit-ups, 100 push-ups, 100 squats, and a 10K every morning. What am I looking at? Porn.
You're playing Dauntless, aren't you?
Yeah, of course I'm playing Dauntless. What else am I going to be playing on this thing? So I've been working out in the morning, but yeah, streaming Monday through Friday. I've had to put shooting stuff Saturday on hiatus because I need money and I make more money during the day. Yeah, funny how it works. The more time that I spend working, the more money I make.
Yeah, I know, right?
Crazy.
Right. But Monday through Friday, I've been doing my thing. The last couple of weeks have been a little wonky because I've had real life stuff going on. So, but the standard fare, XCOM, we're going to declare today's XCOM. I would have won it anyway. I was just murdering everything.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, I ran out of time. Like, I was on the last mission. We were looking. I was like, yeah, there ain't no way I'm getting this done in 15 minutes. So.
Yeah, he had. It's a two-parter in that last mission, and he wasn't even to the second part yet. And it's just like, okay, well, we'll.
Yeah. So. But yeah. So the standard fare. Dauntless. Especially Dauntless are actually getting ready to do an update tomorrow. So new hunt pass, new stuff.
Maybe next time you can avoid me getting captured.
Yeah, maybe next time we'll get you captured. The next tactical game though is going to be Gears Tactics. So,
is that out yet on
November?
And it's coming in November. Okay, so it's just because I keep seeing it in Game Pass, and I'm like, oh, maybe I'll give it a second shot. I'll put it because then that way I don't have to worry about mouse, keyboard, and all those commands. I can just use the controller and all that. And I'm like, it's like Dragon Quest 11S has been sitting there, but it's like, no, it's not coming out until December, but you can preload it. I'm like,
it's you can preload it. I think it launches. I think it, and I'm pretty sure they did this intentionally. They set it for launch day of the Series X. This is Series X is what, November 10th? Yeah. So they set it launch day for the Series X. So that's going to be the next, I think the next tactical game, unless I get a burp on my butt and try and speed run through like War of the Chosen or something like that. But yeah, so that little Gears, little Titanfall, a lot of Dauntless. So.
Thinking of tactic games for you to play. Have you ever done Mario and Raving Rabbits Mushroom? I can't remember the full title, but it's basically XCOM with Mario and Rabbits.
Mario plus Raving plus Rabbits. I did.
Oh.
I did play for a little bit. I had it at one point. I think I traded it in. It's a cute game. I actually wouldn't mind going back out and getting it and maybe streaming it. So. Okay.
I know it routinely goes on sale a lot, and there's like a lot of physical copies out there because I think at one point my Walmart was selling like the special editions that you get the statues. I have it back there. You can't really see it, but I have the Peach Rabbit one, and it like came with the game and the Donkey Kong DLC, and I think it was like $20-$30. I was like, so I get like a statuette, and I also get a game. Why not pick it up?
Right.
Cool. Oh yeah. I guess Jimbo went down for a second there.
I froze, and I could have just let it stay froze, but nah, I'll reset it.
Oh God, that reminded me. I was watching that clip of the New Day podcast. They were doing. They were interviewing Sasha Banks, and Woods' camera just freezes, and you hear this long. And Big E's like, all that tech, and your camera still freezes. What are you doing? And I think Woods has bi-directional gigabit internet at his house.
Is that good?
I heard it's good.
Hey, Eric, you got to ask that again when you're not like high on cough meds and whatever else you were on.
Yeah, man. I'll tell you what it was. It was like 2 hours worth of sleep, and then getting up ass early in the morning to drive 2.5 hours for a meeting, and then coming home and just dead to the world. But yeah.
Nice. Oh, Jibba, how have your weeks been? What have you been up to?
Getting this already, this little thing right here, finally.
Technology.
So, technology is hard. Sorry, I thought I heard him again. Just there's a background story to it where I've told it elsewhere, but I'll tell it real quick here.
Yes.
I did Extra Life 25 hours last year with the group here in Pittsburgh. We at the end of it, we were all exhausted, tired. I brought a lot of equipment with me over to my buddy's house to film and to help out, and just so we had backups and stuff. So as I'm packing it all up, he hands me a nice Logitech webcam, the C920, and I'm like, oh, well, thank you. I'll use that eventually. And I put it in a bag with a bunch of cables. Well, I go to leave his house, and I'm exhausted beyond exhausted. I probably shouldn't have even driven home at this point, but I power through, and I get to my car, and I start loading things in, and I'm like, I'm missing something. So I hear him yell my name. He goes, Jimbo, come back. I left the bag of cables. So I'm like, oh, okay, thanks. Didn't even pay attention that the webcam was in there. So for like the last year up until about 2 weeks ago, I was pissed at myself. I was like, he gave me a nice webcam. Why? Oh, why did I lose it? And I was, flipping through my house, and I was like, you know what? I'll look one more place. I was like, let me look in the bag of cables that I have from Extra Life. Sure enough, right on top, it's a Logitech camera looking at me. And I'm like, fuck. So I told him, I said, I have one. So because I bought one, that's what pissed me off. I bought one, so I have a second one now. So I told him, I said, if you want it back, I'll return it to you. He goes, nah, keep it. We'll use it. The joke was, we'll use it for tank cam for Extra Life. And I'm like, well, I don't think we can do that. We'll figure another use for it. But other than that, it's. I mean, we finished up the Mario challenge. Thank God. I've been running through some MLB The Show on my channel. Been playing some of that off stream as well. Rob and I are actually starting. I don't know if anybody saw this past weekend. We did a test run, if you will, of in Super Mega Baseball 3, where Rob created he created a league for the G1s, which it's RT New York, RT Florida, us Gamedays as a team, and a few others in there as well. And we're gonna kind of do a commentator thing where he's gonna be the play-by-play guy. I don't care. I'll power through it, and I'll be the color commentator to provide insight and stuff. And
as long as the fucking blowfish don't goddamn play again.
So that was the only Eric. The only reason you got that was because I chose the team, because we were choosing teams just to test things out as far as online leagues go. Because there is a trial version of the game where you can download it for free and play online leagues with folks. You can't do much else other than customize, but you can play online leagues with folks with just the game generated teams. And we just tested it out, Rob and I picked the Blowfish, he picked the Grapplers. And so I made a couple of Hootie and the Blowfish jokes. I was like, oh, their manager Hoodie's pissed because the Dolphins make him cry, and we're going to the top of the third inning with the blow. I will say, Rob even DM me. He goes, I'm listening to this again just to hear how things sound, the back and forth and whatnot. He goes, my wife heard the Hootie and the Blowfish joke, and she hasn't stopped laughing.
It was top
on.
notch. Yeah, that one was pretty fire. Not gonna lie.
Yep. So stay tuned for that. We'll be Probably doing that starting next month, obviously after Extra Life, because that is what it's going to encompass everybody here our next couple of weeks. Because Extra Life is 2 weeks away as of Saturday.
It's pretty much our life for
So
the next couple weeks. So
yeah. So but
we got a lot going on in the background right now. We're finalizing the schedule. We're going to be finalizing what games we're going to be playing. I probably need to test something this week as far as like the Parsec goes, because that was one of my ideas. But I mean, if it doesn't work out, I do have backups. I just might do the safety things, the safety games that we have. If no one else picks them,
they work. I gotta test my idea out as well, because I got an idea for something that could also be added with a with a giveaway included. I gotta test it out and see how it works. Because if it works the way I hope it does, I have a potential for something there for a giveaway and easy way to do things.
Nice.
But Johnny, how have your weeks been?
Week's been good. Actually, going back to comments here, Hugs and Banana have been saying like, "I enjoy your background." Oh, thank you. I try to make this office, nice and cozy and with a lot of geeky crap that I know and love. There's also the stuff you don't see. Like on my windowsill, I have like those collector Pepsi cans from, I want to say 2 years ago when they're like, hey, remember when this celebrity hawked Pepsi for us? Well, now we put them on the cans. I got like Ray Charles, Britney Spears, Michael Jackson.
Right.
I have a Red Bull can of Ryu from Street Fighter, and there's like a Snapchat filter. I don't even think that works anymore. There's just like the tons of stuff because of the lighting you can't see back there. So like the game collections and the other collectibles and stuff. Like so many fucking Ninja Turtles are back there. I was just waiting for one day where Rona's not a big deal, and I can just have my nephews over and just be like, pull all the turtles off the shelf. Be like, all right, let's play. It's like, who wants to be Shredder? I got Super Shredder as well. You get 2 Shredders. Oh, Lena says my background sucks. Oh,
well, if you play
Caps, that's fine.
First, you probably can't see well. It's those new contact lenses.
That's a Twitter joke, folks. First games, like I've had a lot of games that are like big story-driven stuff happening. I finished off Doom Eternal, which was a ton of fun. I'm currently in the midst of Resident Evil 2 remake. I'm doing Leon's campaign. I don't think I'll do Claire's right after, because I'll need a little bit of a break, because that's like 3 streams in a row of RE. So, but I'm liking what I'm playing of it so far. Last week was a little bit of a hiccup because we got that Xbox Hall of Fame thing and the punch cards, and they said like, oh yeah, if you can earn 10,000 gamer score in this, you'll get 10,000 reward points and to get all that shit in there. I was like, all right, let's just have nights where people hop in, party. We'll try to get some achievements done. The cool thing about that is that it actually got me to play a bunch of games on Game Pass that I would never have taken a look at. There was something I just breezed through, like we played Tracks, which is the little wooden toy train set dealie. That was super interesting, very chill as well, especially with the music.
Yeah, it was very. I remember I did that for a stream one morning for just a morning portion.
Yeah, you had Minibus with you.
Yeah, I had Minibus with me. It was pretty cool.
Yeah. One that surprised me was the Gardens Between, which is it's a puzzle platformer. Not really a platformer because you're not really jumping, but like you have these 2 characters and you're reversing time and going forward through time, and you got to try and figure out. You got to basically take this light all the way to the end. Very indie, very fun. Woody tried to troll me as the ending is just like, oh, they've been dead. They were dead the whole time. I'm like, shut up. And then I saw the ending. I was like, oh, that's so sad, but at least they're not dead. Thank God.
But are they?
I'm trying to think what else I did there.
Grand Theft Auto AirQ, shut your mouth.
We did like cheats for like Subnautica. Like that's a game I actually want to go back and play without like the developer stuff on, because it looks like it's like underwater Minecraft, but there's a story and there's a clear-cut ending. Like, you have a goal, which is to escape the planet.
Right. I don't know. It's just part of the reason why I don't enjoy No Man's Sky is I don't like having to monitor, like micromanage every aspect of my survival. You know, it's like, oh, I'm running out of oxygen. Okay, well, get oxygen. Oh, look, I'm in radiation. Okay, well, get out of the radiation. Oh, I need this to fix this, and no. So,
I
although,
have to pee. Now go fix that.
right, I have to pee.
Yeah, so that's been my weeks there for streaming. I've been playing a little bit of Mario 35 off stream, but because I've been doing like trying to figure out new strategies. One of them's been working, where basically it's like get your time built up and then just start going through like all the lower worlds, collecting as many coins as you can for the end game. Because then that way, if they start sending more shit at you, you can combat it.
Yeah.
Although there was one where I actually got knocked out at 9th place because I swear to God, there was 15 Lackitudes on screen, and they were
Jesus.
just all throwing spinies, and I'm just like trying to throw the roulette and try to get POW, and they eventually just caught up to me. I was like, all right, I did get one win today, so there's that.
Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da.
One of the other things I've been looking at though is I'll never get it myself because it's a little bit too pricey and it's sold out everywhere. Like this is the new hot item. It's the Mario Kart home circuit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I've been watching YouTubers play, and I watched someone who's a competitive Mario Maker 2 player and a Mario 35 player. She bought it. Her and her boyfriend bought the Mario Luigi, and it just looks so much fun to just create a track around. And I was like, are you going to be able to can you make like ramps? So like you could drive up stuff, and apparently you can if you put the gate right. Like someone like they made like a tunnel, although the way the camera was, it like clips through. But apparently like it's really responsive. It's crazy though. It's like the perspective is all weird. So like if you're playing on your TV or handheld, the car goes faster than it appears to be on the ground. So like I was watching a YouTuber drive it around, and it looked like it was like really slow, but on the screen it's like he's just playing Mario Kart. And apparently, like, even though you have the same track, let's say you only build one track ever, you can retheme it. So like you can make it underwater, you can make it ice, you can put hazards everywhere. It's pretty crazy. Like I kind of hope that they like expand this, because like apparently all you're paying for is for the car. The game is like free. Like you can get the app off of the Switch eShop for free. If I had the space and I had the, if I knew I was gonna get returns on it, I would get it in a heartbeat. But
I've seen too many YouTubers driving it into each other's feet as well. I saw one person who's like, "Yeah, run that bitch's feet, run into that bitch's feet," and you hear him scream, "Oh shit!" because he ran into his own feet, not remembering where he was in the room.
Yeah, those things are durable too, because the streamer's watching, her boyfriend took the car up the stairs, and he's like driving off the stairs, and you're like, "All right, chat, here we go," and you just see the car just go. I'm like, oh, I hope that doesn't break. But Nintendo makes a lot of durable products. So the only thing that's gone with my week is that I got a little bit of an upgrade. So I got that installed on my PC. There's still some growing pains with it as far as like, try and keep it consistently 4K. But for a pass-through, it's really good. Like it actually works with my Xbox One X. So my Xbox One X stays at 4K Ultra HD. There's a problem I ran into tonight where I tried to play Master Chief Collection, and every time I booted it up, my TV would not receive the signal. I have no idea why. I like reset the default settings in the Elgato, and then it started to work. So hopefully that's not a recurring thing. Again.
I'm coming back.
Did you try a different game?
Oh yeah, it was just Master Chief Collection that was doing it.
It might be the the resolution they
Yeah.
have set within the game.
Yeah, that's
So-
what I'm thinking is that it just switches through it. So,
Mhm.
uh,
So, yeah,
So-
I got a new capture card too.
Hey,
So
I got a rock.
do you have the box to show it off?
it
I didn't know that was also purchased, but okay.
yeah, it's a plain cardboard box.
Okay.
It's some off-brand called Zasluke. I'd never heard of them before, but
Okay.
like I went on to Amazon, and I'm like, okay, it's like under $100. I think it was $60. It's 4K. Let's see if I can grab it real quick without the. No, I don't want to touch anything because things are gonna blow up if I
External device.
try. I'm not gonna try.
Okay.
Because it's wires are like fragile back there. Like
Eric, if you could push the wire to your left about 3 inches to the right.
that's about what would happen. But yeah, no, it's about, I don't know, about 33% smaller than my Avermedia, and the Avermedia I actually have sitting right here.
Yeah.
So
So that's the one they said that one's been giving you issues.
so
that's
so
the
this one,
Windows rollback.
this one was giving me the audio issues, that I had to roll back Windows, which fixed the main audio issue, but I was trying to figure out why. So like all of a sudden, the music that I was playing through the PC would periodically jam up, like like it was buffering.
Mm-hmm.
But only when OBS was open, which made me start thinking about stuff that I had running in OBS. I'm like, well, it's not like the old first time I had the problem, because the first layout, everything, I had a lot of GIFs and moving graphics, and I finally got rid of that. And then I turned off the Avermedia, and then all of a sudden everything was running fine, and I'm like, oh. So I have a feeling what happened. So I went back and looked. The last update that they did for both firmware and software was 2018. So I have a feeling it's just Windows has just progressively been upgrading, and because there's been no other update with it, it just fell behind and just couldn't run it anymore.
Right.
This, however, has no software, no firmware. It literally is a device. Plug it in. All it does is just transfer raw data. So today was the first stream with it. Everything ran perfectly. Perfectly.
Yeah. That's
So-
actually when Melanie was considering getting into streaming more from consoles. That's when I got this one here. This is just a user manual. I don't know where where the stick is at this point.
Mhm.
But this came at the recommendation of a YouTuber because it was super duper low latency. The only problem we had though is running it through slobs, is that you could only do 720p. So if you try to go 1080, it would just systematically just start flickering.
All right.
But when we took the switch and flipped it to 720, then it started working fine. Only problem with this is just it's one input, so you have to buy an HDMI splitter.
Yeah.
And split it all off there.
Right. Well,
that's when she
no,
was like, you know
that
what?
was the problem I was having with the Avermedia.
Yeah.
So,
and from what I know, those off Amazon, those like really inexpensive capture devices, like if you don't care about the extra bells and whistles of a capture card, like an Elgato or Avermedia or Blackmagic, go for those. Like if you just want to plug it in and capture it, and you don't care about like getting super duper crisp quality, because
and that's the thing.
This works out not pretty good.
I mean, I could, I mean, the one I got is 4K pass through, 4K capture. I have the bandwidth to do 4K. I'm not going to do that though.
No.
But Eric, pristine and clean images.
Well, the reason I got it was because I, wanted to just experience like my games in 4K all the time. Am I going to broadcast in 4K? No. There was a little bit of hiccups last night because I left the resolution up a little bit and I had HDR for RE2. But then when I lowered it back to 1080p 60 FPS, it was perfect. It didn't have any hiccups.
Now, like I might try to bump it because I'm running it at 7, just because my computer's old. My computer's 6-7 years old now. So I haven't been running it any higher than 720 at 60 frames. I would be curious to try and run it at 1080 at 30 frames. I know it can't handle 60. I would love for it to be able to handle 60, but it can't. But
yeah. And the other main reason I wanted this is because I wanted something internal again, because we're using this one here, the HD 60S. My wife bought this use off someone, but couldn't use it on her PC because her PC doesn't have USB 3.0. So mine did. I was like, okay. So I took it. I gave her my internal card. And then I started getting problems with this. I was like, you know what? Let's just go back to an internal. And she'll do what she wishes with this, because that is hers in the long run. Okay, so that's been our weeks. I think I kind of rambled on a little bit longer than usual because of getting a little techie talk. But
we are G1 Game Days. Welcome to our tech talk.
All right, so
everything explodes. Anyway,
speaking of tech, my Stream Deck for some reason does not like that. I don't think I updated this with XSplit, so I'll just have to manually do this. If you guys didn't know, we have a sponsored deal with Rep Sports and Raise Energy Drink. So if you use promo code Gamedays at checkout, you get 15% off your order at checkout. So that goes towards protein popcorn or Raise Energy. It's probably one of the main sellers. Gentlemen, what are your favorite flavors of Rays?
And that flavor is, Eric, in case people aren't paying attention.
That would be the sour gummy worm. It's actually one of the sour gummy worm is one of the most popular sold ones, period. At least in the area here. Depending on my mood, though, it's either that or the Galaxy Starburst.
Like mine's, because my favorite is the Galaxy Burst flavor. I've enjoyed that.
I've definitely, now that I've gotten it more and more, I'm definitely enjoying the Galaxy Starburst. Okay. So the only one that I think the only flavor I haven't tried is the mango guava, which I believe Fat has tried. Fat Man
I think he likes that one,
and I'm pretty sure that's one of his favorite ones. So,
yeah. And the good thing with Raise Energy is that it's keto friendly. It's 0 sugar, so you don't get that bad crash that you get from most energy drinks. Which we're probably sucking down a lot of that in a couple of weeks when it comes to actual life. A lot of us are going to try and do the 24 hours.
Yep.
I'm gonna stock up. So
Johnny, you and Wolf are gonna meet near the Canadian border, and he's just gonna chuck it over.
Kobe. Once again, folks, that's at repsports.com with 2 P's, and use promo code GameDays at checkout, and you save 15% off your order. Thank you, Race and Rep Sports.
I was waiting for you to do the. Oh, hold on a sec. Let me read this, and I could have been like, "No, what if I say?"
Yeah, what if I said no? Then I'll just read it over anyway. I have this mute button too. All right.
Yeah.
It's time to move on to the news. And that's our non-copyright infringing original song, so Twitch can't do anything about it, because that's our top story. Is that Twitch streamers were issued tons of DMC takedown notices yesterday. Wait, did you get one, Jimbo?
No, I didn't get one.
Oh, okay.
I don't think I stream enough to qualify
you
for
haven't
that.
streamed enough.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. So Mr. Shortbus Eric received such email because he likes to have Spotify going on.
let me see if I can pull it up here. I'll actually read it.
Oh, I've got the tweet that's gone over.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So,
I mean, it's.
I'll be honest. I was going to be super ignorant to all this, and because I was telling people up and down, anyone that would listen to me and be like, guys, Yes, they're telling you DMCA is bad right now. They're gonna forget about it in 2 weeks. Everyone's gonna forget about it 2 weeks, and the circle just keeps going. Like, people will be like, oh man, that was a scary week where I wasn't allowed to play Metallica on stream. All right, let's start playing Metallica on stream. But no, apparently Twitch is doubling down. And here's the scary part of all this. Let's see if we can read the email from the tweet. We're writing to inform you that your channel was subjected to one or more of these DMC takedown notifications and that the content identified has been deleted. We recognize that by deleting this content, we are not giving you the option to file a counter notification or seek a retraction from the rights holder. In consideration of this, we have processed these notifications and are issuing you a one-time warning to give you the chance to learn about copyright and the tools available to manage the content on your channel. So they had a creator club, creator camp.
I was gonna say that was something else.
That's collaborator club, the thing that Craig launched. That's completely separate. But basically, yeah, in the email it said, review your clips, VODs, or any other content in your creator dashboard and delete anything that includes unlicensed copyright material. But they're not going to tell you specifically what it is. And then they told you to join the Creator Camp learning session today at 2 p.m. Pacific time, which is already passed. Review Twitch DMCA guidelines, community guidelines, and music guidelines. So, basically, shit's fucked.
Yep.
Yeah.
Here's the problem that a lot of the prominent Twitch partners have, and they've been voicing their opinions on Twitter. I've seen this through Man vs. Game, Maximilian, a lot of prominent streamers saying that if you had what YouTube has that can properly identify the rights holders and take the appropriate action, this would not be a problem. They don't have this infrastructure. I bet you anything, a programmer could probably whip something up in a couple of days and say, here, I solved it for you. Just use it. They're not going to do that.
Nope. Jeff Bezos gets paid regardless.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, do you have, was that, like, the image I've got on there from that tweet?
That's what I got.
Yeah, that's what you got. Okay.
Yeah, so, and like, really, the big takeaway on it was... I actually went through it and I deleted my VOD. Most of my VODs had like large muted sections in it anyway. So, I just went through and deleted all my VODs. Today was the first day I used, royalty free music. Like the big takeaway, and it's kind of hard to see there, is that they're giving everyone until, essentially tomorrow morning, if you're on the East Coast. They're giving everyone, tonight or tomorrow. You have to have essentially they're saying you need to have your house in order before we come back. So.
Yeah.
Like I said,
one, but he's gotten no less than 3 invitations to the soundtrack beta.
Right.
Yeah. It's funny how all this starts taking place, and they're just like, hey, we've got this thing that we have copyright music, and it just plays through, and it won't be recorded forever on your channel. I'm just double-checking my emails to make sure I did not get one. Oh, I'm in the clear. Because here's my thing with me. I don't play copyrighted music. Well, I don't play the top hits or things that are owned by music companies. I play the chip tunes that come from Nintendo and Super Nintendo games, and maybe like some background music from fairly newer titles.
You have your one song at the beginning of your stream.
I do. Yes, I do have that. However, that has never been muted. The only things I found, like, I actually went back to a stream a couple days ago, and I was like listening to what was muted, and it was, for some reason, Twitch hates Konami music. So if anything plays on my music player that's from Contra or Castlevania, especially Castlevania music, almost guaranteed to get muted. And I don't know why.
So like I'm looking at, like I'm not actually watching it, but I'm looking at my VOD today. Apparently nothing got muted.
And that's the funny thing about this too, is that a lot of people, when Twitch brought down the hammer 3 or 4 weeks ago or a month ago, or I can't remember how long ago this all started to take off, people switched to those groups that are like, oh yeah, here's hundreds of thousands of royalty-free music, or like a standard license agreement playlist you can use and you're safe. They still had their VODs muted with that music.
Right.
And this is something that I screamed and yelled at from my tiny little tower on Twitter and said, royalty-free music can only save you this much.
Right. Well, and that's the thing.
I've had music that I took when I was part of Full Screen. I took that music, I applied it to my YouTube videos because I wanted to make sure that I was covered. I had royalty-free music. I could still monetize my videos. Years later, they've gotten claimed because someone came in and said, "Oh, I'm gonna buy that library. Who on YouTube has used this song? Oh, that revenue's now mine." So you're good for however long that license with that person lasts until someone else comes in and swoops it up. But then again, like the system is a little weird because I got a age restriction video on a video where all the last change, like big changes to YouTube happened, where they were like, "Hey, under 1,000 subs and this hour's watch, yeah, you don't get money anymore." So my video titled "Fuck you, YouTube, goodbye forever," now finally is age restricted. I wonder why, because my thumbnail is like, classic 1950s man flipping off the YouTube logo.
Nice. But I mean, and it's interesting of how Twitch can't get their shit together considering Facebook gaming. And let's be honest, if you've ever tried to upload anything to Facebook, if it's got like a nanosecond of copyrighted music on there, they shut it down. But even Facebook Gaming has recognized that, listen, music is part of our broadcasts. That partnered, for the time being anyway, partners over there can use copyrighted music so long as it is not the forefront of the broadcast.
Right.
So, like what I do, where I have it in the background and we're all just, that's still considered acceptable over there. They struck a deal with I guess they just struck a deal with all the record companies or whatnot, and but like I said, only the partners can use it right now.
And it's odd that like the record companies would think that Johnny Twitch viewer is gonna sit there with his phone. Or I honestly think they sit there with their phone next to their speaker recording the song. It's like, haha, I don't have to get Spotify or anything. I'm just recording the song.
It's like how people did their voicemails in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
We are not at home.
Believe it or not, George isn't at home.
But I mean, and even still, like really, in the realistic sense, okay, you might catch 15, 20 seconds of like uninterrupted music until all of a sudden. Sorry.
Get it there.
You're gonna catch like game audio and commentary audio by us. I mean, it's just like, the fuck is wrong with you? Yeah.
So, Twitch founder Justin, I'm not sure how to pronounce that last name. I'm going to try. He's not even with the company. He did tweet though that there are some third-party tools that people can use to mass download all their VODs before deleting them from the server. And one Man vs. Game has stated that like He's been on the platform since its inception, since Justin TV. He still has VODs and clips from when he was on JTV. And he's like, so I got to delete everything I've ever done because one record company is scared of that 2 or 3 people that are just playing music.
I mean, he's got a point.
Too. He like and that's the thing too. Is like Twitch doesn't have, for some reason, Twitch does not have the infrastructure of YouTube. YouTube, like, will swoop in. They'll say, "Hey, that's a Metallica song. Your revenue now goes to Metallica because you played part of that song."
Okay.
Like, Twitch doesn't have that infrastructure. It's like, oh, there's copyright music. What was it? I don't know. Well, can we appeal it? No, just delete it. Why? Because just delete it. We don't have the time to worry about what you played and why. Just
Right.
Just delete it so our asses are saved.
I don't have time to explain why I don't have time to explain.
But I don't have time to explain that.
Great writing for Destiny, for the original Destiny, just saying.
Yeah, here's some Grimoire cards. That'll explain copyright law to you.
Day in the chat's telling me that Stan Bush's Dare technically doesn't belong to a label. The Touch does. Oh, I'm sure it belongs to somebody at Has. No, it doesn't belong to anyone at Hasbro. What am I saying? I can't remember what movie Touch was originally made for. It was either a Rocky movie or something, and they're just like, shit, what do we do to this song? I'll throw it in Transformers. And became the unofficial theme song to Transformers. You think of that every time Optimus Prime is about to die.
Stick it in my chest, Sam. Oh, you're talking animated. My bad.
Yeah. Oh, they use that in Bumblebee. And it was the actual one, not that remake one I hear on like Rock Band and Guitar Hero.
I don't know.
Side note, if you look for that song on Spotify and you look at the cover art, a young Stan Bush looks an awful lot like Tommy Wiseau.
Oh man. So, but yeah, going back to that, this is just another notch in the Twitch's failed its community belt.
Yeah.
Yeah, and really they are going to be the source of their own destruction at one point.
Eventually, it will happen.
Yeah. It's.
I was gonna say, like, I mean, like this year, like, other than like those first 2 days of September, did anyone really try promoting that? No, because it was just like, hey, did you ever not subscribe to your favorite streamer, or had someone gift you a sub? Oh, if you answered no to all those, then you can sub for this low cost now, 20% off. It's like, well, what about the people that have been subscribed to me for so long? Can you give them a break? Nope, they just have to keep on trucking. I'm like,
yep.
Right. Or my personal favorite, we're not going to recognize any raids under 5 viewers.
Oh, yeah. That whole debacle. That's still going on. They're like,
Mm-hmm.
well, we took it under because the bigger streamers were complaining. The bigger streamers don't have that alert set up.
Yeah, they usually, what the fuck?
Right.
Middle tier streamers don't even have that set up. They'll acknowledge it if it comes up in chat, but they don't have Streamlabs open up to blare an alert that says, holy shit, we got people coming in.
Right. And, the really funny part is when I was trying to figure out why shit was breaking, I actually went into Streamlabs Discord. And I always, anytime I got to go in there for troubleshooting, I always check the pins first, just in case my question is going to be up there.
Yeah.
So I'm checking the pins, and like the top pin is, yes, we are aware that your raid alerts are not triggering for anyone under 5 viewers. This is an issue with Twitch. There's nothing we can do about it. Please stop asking. I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they said that, like, oh, we never really intended this was to stop raid bots. I'm like, what the fuck is a raid bot? Like, I know follow bots exist.
Right.
Where you just get like 50 followers in like 2 seconds, and then your alerts just keep going off.
Want to become more famous and get more followers? Go to
Oh, God.
.org.
Yeah, how about you fix that, Twitch? Fix those bots that come in and ask people to pay for followers and viewers and shit. You do that.
Pay
Like,
for
give me my-
genuine engagement. I'm like, okay.
Anyways, I mean, we could sit here and bitch about Twitch all day. We got other stuff to go through. We'll keep an eye on the. Obviously, there will be more to the story in 2 weeks' time. I'm sure.
Oh, I'm
This is
sure.
for once, a DMCA thing is not going to go away, and I'm scared. But if you marked that Namco would make a Pac-Man Battle Royale on your 2020 bingo card, congratulations, you just won. Although, first on Stadia, that kind of surprises me. So,
The fuck?
Bandai Namco are making a Pac-Man Battle Royale, 64 players. So, it's apparently going to play a lot like Mario 35, where you clear mazes and eat ghosts, and you send those ghosts to other people. And there's a lot of cosmetic shit. So like, I could put a wig on my Pac-Man. I could do this and that. It looks intriguing. It looks like it's gonna play a lot like the Pac-Man Championship editions.
Yeah. Those the first one was hella fun.
I'm kind of intrigued by this.
Yeah. So gonna be first on Stadia. So the 3 people who bought Stadia, awesome. You've got an exclusive
I know
for 2 weeks.
I know 2 people who bought Stadia.
So, yeah, it's coming out a week after the launch of the new systems. First on Stadia. I don't know when it's going to come out on the other consoles. They haven't said, but
December.
Another one, $20.
Not terrible.
No, not terrible. I mean, could be more. But yeah. It is not to be confused with the actual. The title is actually called Mega Tuttle Battle because there actually already is a game called Pac-Man Battle Royale, but that's an arcade exclusive, which I have yet to try because none of my bowling alleys have it. But apparently, it's like a sit-down cab with 4 controllers, and it's classic Pac-Man, but there's 4 players, and you're just kind of working together to either take the other one out or work as a team.
I think I've played that before. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I've always really, really wanted to try out, but because of my area, the bowling alley has been shut down again.
Aww.
Although it might be reopening soon. My area has been really good after that little mini outbreak we had. So they are probably announcing tomorrow. It's like, hey, we're going back to yellow alert. You can open your salons and stuff again, but still mandatory masks inside, please.
So
Stadia completely flop. I mean, they're still in business. They're still kicking.
So shields up. What is it? Shields up, but weapons are still deactivated for a yellow alert.
Yes.
Okay.
Condition
So
green
that's
is
about-
nothing's up. Yellow alert, shields are up.
And save
Red
the
alert,
whales.
everything's online. I learned this from the Super Nintendo game Star Trek Starfleet Academy.
I do remember that. Yes.
Yep.
I learned that because we did Star Trek Bridge Crew.
Which I told my boss about at work, and he's like super intrigued. He's like, "Wait, can I get this without VR?" I said, "Oh yeah." Like it was VR only, but then they're like, "Oh yeah, just use your controller." But we gotta finish that some night.
Yep.
And we gotta
Just
do
don't put me in as captain.
And we gotta do. I was telling him too. I said that you're in the original Enterprise bridge. You can't do anything. He's like, without the guide. He's like, why? I said, because you remember the old school Star Trek. They're just buttons, no labels. Like no one put a label maker on anything, so you got to figure out what's what. He's like, really? I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, it was rough.
Yeah.
That one mission we did.
I got the next gen DLC, so we can do the Borg fights.
Nice.
Borg.
We're gonna die.
So they haven't released the. We're gonna move on to this little doodad here. They haven't released their portable version yet, but Analog, company who makes high quality retro consoles, is doing a PC Engine CD Duo. So basically, they're doing a high quality HDMI ported PC Engine. So it's going to be able to play TurboGrafx games, Turbo CD games and stuff from Japan. So PC Engine CD. So you got Bomberman 94 and you've got Rondo of Blood in there. They said that this one, though, is going to be super duper limited because of all the moving parts. Although that Poly Mega is out right now with reviewers, it doesn't have really a whole lot of moving parts. With that one there, they sell you those modules and you insert your disc and it installs onto the hard drive. And it works for like Sega CD, Saturn, PS1, Neo Geo CD, and this console here. So unless you're someone like Tom who gets his Turbo CD modded for RGB and all that, you won't need to because, just HDMI plug in and it's ready to go. But I find it funny how they announced this, but they haven't released their portable version because they're making it's not this here. I don't know what this is. This is not. Oh, wait, no, this is the Analog Pocket. Yeah, they're making an Analog Pocket where you can plug in Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, Game Gear. I think Atari Lynx. But basically, it's an all-in-one platform, and there's going to be a dock to plug in HDMI and play those games on your TV.
Right.
Thoughts? Have any of you guys played a Turbo?
It's been a long time.
Yeah.
Nah, not me, unfortunately.
It's been a long time. I mean, I was a kid when I played the TurboGrafx 16, so...
Yeah. The only time I actually played a full-fledged one was at department store kiosk, and they had, I think, Keith Courage, their pack-in title. That's the only one I played. I think I played a little bit of Bonk, but it was so long ago I can't remember. I actually have the Turbo Mini that Konami released. My buddy and I played through that, showing him off the different games. I have not seen, though, if someone has patched it, because they have Snatcher, which is the visual novel that Hideo Kojima made for the Sega CD and for that console, but it's all in Japanese. You can't play it. I just wanted them to, someone to make a hack and put a patch on there, because I'm intrigued to play that. I want to play something Kojima made I was going to say pre-Metal Gear, but Metal Gear and Metal Gear 2 were already out before Snatcher came out, so.
Right.
I applaud the Analog for making all these consoles, but the problem I have with them is that they're just super pricey. I think their Nintendo, Super Nintendo, and their Genesis ones are in the upwards of $250, $300.
Oh.
But then again, from what Tom has told me, is that they are of very good build quality. They have a lot to offer. They're way better than the Hyperkins, those Retron consoles. I've heard nothing. I've heard nothing but terrible things after the fact. When people first get them, they're like, "Yeah, it's awesome. It's HDMI. There's 10 cartridge ports. I can put whatever game I want. It'll rip it, and I'll be able to play it in glorious HD." And then 3 months later, it's yeah, all the metal prongs, they're bent. The teeth have fallen out of them. The controller ports are broken, so I have to use that shitty Bluetooth controller that it came with. Although, the gaming couple that is in my area on YouTube, they have said, though, if you invest in those 8-bit Do controllers, they do pair up with the Retron. This controller, I cannot say enough good things about this controller. I have yet to test it on Game Pass streaming, the xCloud, but can't say enough good things about this controller, especially for playing old school Switch games.
Yeah. Oh man, it's almost like you used that when we did the Mario challenge.
I did for the last two parts because nothing against the Pro controller, but I just the squishiness of this D-pad. Just something about it.
Yeah. That D-pad is a bit on the squish side.
Yeah. The only reason I bought a Pro controller for my Switch is because of Bayonetta, because I was trying to play that on the Joy-Cons, and the Joy-Con shoulders are so freaking tiny, I couldn't dodge correctly. So I got this, and that solved all my problems. This is my go-to controller now. Other than Melanie playing Let's Go Eevee Pokemon with the Joy-Con, I don't think they ever leave their docks. They're just standing there. Okay, so yeah, it's in pre-production for this right now. I don't think you can pre-order it just yet, but they're just letting you know that it's in the works. But it looks like a Turbo Duo.
Yeah, it's intriguing to me.
Yep. Although my main gripe with the Turbo graphics though is that it's primarily for shmups. So like your Gradius, Life Force, and 1,000 other shooters are on there. That's basically all that's on that mini, other than like this really odd version of Ninja Gaiden that it's like the NES, but it's got a different color palette and it controls a little bit differently.
Right.
But it's essentially the NES version of Ninja Gaiden, but it plays weird. Anyways, going from retro consoles to current stuff, Sony is doing an overhaul of their website store. They are removing PS3, Vita, and PSP games from the site.
Of course they are.
Now, the thing is that the games are not going anywhere. You can still buy them, but you have to buy them now on their respective consoles, which I don't know if you've attempted to use the PlayStation 3 store.
Oh, it's horrible.
Not
It's-
recently.
I might do a video on it where I will clock how long it takes me to get into the store from launch. Like,
First, you gotta dig through the pile of messages you have, and then you gotta
Right.
so
summon 6 updates.
this will be coming soon.
And you gotta try
Between
to
now
load
and the
up PlayStation
26th
Home.
on mobile. Between now and the 26th on the actual website, and then the 28th on mobile. So, if you use the website as your primary source of buying games on either of these old consoles, now is the time to do it.
Yep.
Which sucks because that's where I had a wish list, and it would alert me to say, "Hey, Adventures of Mana is on sale. If you want to get that for your PlayStation TV, go ahead and get it." I
Now is
can't
the time.
understand. The only thing I can understand is that they just want to have a storefront now for the PS5 so that you can get your PS4 and PS5 games all together, and they just don't want to. I just don't understand. Like, for the last 2 console generations, Sony has just kept backtracking and backtracking and backtracking
Well,
on
I
backwards
mean,
compatibility.
Yeah.
right, but again, the big issue, and you would think it's not, but you got to remember, you look at Microsoft. Microsoft is using a Windows machine. They've been using a Windows machine since the inception of the original Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
It's always been a Windows-based machine. Whereas Sony has changed the architecture of their systems every iteration. Like if you look at the hardware and software base architecture from the PlayStation 1 to 2 to 3 to 4, they're dynamically different. So you would think that wouldn't be an issue, but it is.
Yeah. I mean, and Nintendo has always been. I could go on and on about this, but it's better if you guys just look up on YouTube for Scott the Woz and his latest video about backwards compatibility. Kind of goes over the whole thing, and it also makes me laugh too. Where I remember that the Xbox One wasn't backwards compatible, and they just put that shit in the middle of its life cycle. It's just like,
Yeah.
hey, you can play 360 games now, and then the year after that at E3, it's like original Xbox. Which the catalog was not that the catalog has not been that great for original Xbox. I think there's only 20 games that are backwards compatible for the original Xbox games. And they put a kind of a kibosh to that last year because they're like, okay, we need to focus on the Series X, so we're not going to be doing any more backwards compatible games just yet. But when the Series X comes out, then we'll be ramping that back up. Guys, I hope they do that because there's a bunch of games that are still on my 360 that I have a complete bookshelf full of 360 games that are not backwards compatible yet that I would like to eventually play. And yeah, I mean, Wordman's got it right in chat there. Third Strike. We're waiting for that version of Third Strike to go backwards compatible because
Yep.
fuck the Anniversary Collection. That was a game I was actually playing through for the Hall of Fame, and my God, like the online on that is just it's
My
not as
God.
good. It's not as good as Third Strike on 360. I'm like, how can you regress so bad where you had 8-player lobbies with great netcode to 4-player lobbies with shit netcode?
Money.
We don't have time to explain why there's no time to explain why we don't have time to explain that.
Here's some
Johnny.
grimoire cards.
This isn't
Right.
about the time. We have no time to talk about time. We don't have the time.
Oh no! If we're gonna no. If we're gonna quote time, the best line for that is "Time is an illusion. Lunchtime, doubly so."
It's gonna be the meme of the podcast. Hey, here, have some grimoire cards.
Have
to
some
explain it.
more cards.
Yeah.
Sticking with Sony, Sony has promised that the PS5 won't actively monitor or listen to your voice chat
It's so full of shit.
because apparently there was a new update that got posted on the PS4
Yep.
where they're like, "Hey, guess what? Better not use that R when you get killed in Call of Duty because we'll record that shit and take appropriate action."
Yeah, there were people who loaded up after said update and immediately found out that their PlayStation account was banned because they started monitoring it. I will say it is as someone who some folks saw me go live earlier this week with just because I was testing out a few things for Extra Life and with as far as the PS4 Remote Play app goes, and it's silly how they revamped it, where you actually have to have a group message to actually have a party chat to create. So like you can't just create one just out of the blue and just have a few people in it. You have to create a message group with those people and then create the party. It's a stupid thing.
Yeah. This doesn't affect us because fuck the party chat. It never worked.
Yeah,
Audios were terrible.
We don't use a party chat on PlayStation. We always use Discord.
We use Discord. And for some Xbox games, we've kind of been using Discord again as well because it's just easier.
I will say, I used because I tested the PS4 Remote Plays app, and I mean it still works fine with you. That's another way you can record it through the PC, so you're not using the PS4 party chat, which is garbage at times. But at the same time, it's just so much easier to just jump in a Discord party or Discord chat rather.
Yeah. I think a lot of people need to look up for those because Day is bringing this up in chat is that apparently that was always a thing and no one noticed. I mean, Xbox does. I don't think they record your conversations, but they can go back, I think, into logs because, I mean, Eric, you and Wolf had it where you guys were streaming with a rando in GTA. He was kind of being a dick. Wolf said something about it, and then he got a 24-hour ban.
It was a 24. Yeah, and this was the last time we got ever invited a rando into anything. But yeah, the dude was like, "Nah, man, I'll be cool. I'm like, "All right, cool." Turned out not to be cool. Said some words to Wolf. Wolf was just like, "You know what? Fine, whatever. Fuck you." That was it. As far as we were concerned, that's it. You done. And they reported him, and for something like that, because it was text written, they can go back in the log. I don't think it's to the effect where they can record. I don't think they're recording voice chat on Xbox, but because it was written.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. Wolf in the chat. It's like told him to fuck off, and then he got the communication ban.
Yeah.
And even Wolf's like, "Yeah, that's fair." It sucks but it was a fair assessment. But it's it is what it is. I don't know.
Woo.
I think the way Sony is just. I realize, like I could see what they're kind of trying to do, but at the same time, it's just like.
Yeah.
Because in order to make a party now, because I believe it's only for parties. Well,
you
if
have
make
to have a group chat on PlayStation messages.
right, which means you're generally making a party with your friends.
Yeah,
Mhm.
because that's how my buddies and I communicate. On Friday nights when we're doing stuff. We'll have to jump in now. We have to jump in the group chat instead of just creating a separate party for it.
Right.
So
strange. Anyways,
again,
yeah. I mean, they said they won't actively look into it, but I mean, nothing's to stop them from going back. I mean,
Yep.
you call any call center, they tell you that your call is being recorded for quality and training purposes. That shit goes around the building. I can tell you that much from all the other places I've worked in the past.
same.
Yeah. So Xbox announces. Oh, put that all the way back up there. Is that the Halo Master Chief Collection will be upgraded to 120 frames per second on Xbox Series X. But the problem I have with this is that they're not gonna have it at launch.
Yeah, but a week after launch, Johnny, it's not that big of a deal.
But it's a Halo game.
Shut up, Jimbo.
Okay.
No, I think I misread it too, where it was it's just the optimization. It's not the actual game. The game will be available at launch.
Yeah, the
so
game. Yeah.
I screamed at Microsoft. I'm like, how are you not going to have this at launch? You're going to launch your console. Granted, it's a week. But little Jimmy opens up his Xbox Series X on launch day because his dad's such a cool dad. And he wants to play John Haloman, but no, John Haloman won't be available till next week. Well, he's like, well, what the fuck am I supposed to play now?
Right.
No. Oh, I didn't tweet it out. Speaking of Halo, Paul Marketing has decided to push out all of the Halo Infinite food items that have his mug on it because we're not waiting for your goddamn delay. We baked all these cookies. We brewed all this Mountain Dew. We're selling it. It's like, but we don't have the infrastructure to award these rewards. It doesn't matter. These cookies will rot. I bought a box of Chips Ahoy that says, like, get exclusive in-game items in Halo Infinite. I wanted to be like, cool. I'll have items whenever the fuck Microsoft decides to release the game.
Right.
Little Timmy gets Game Pass with EA and plays Madden until John Haloman is available. There you go.
Why would you torture little Timmy with a garbage game like Madden? I mean,
Right.
there are better games with the EA play.
Is Jedi Fallen Order on that yet?
Ooh, I do not know.
Because
Ooh.
If
like
it is, that
my
opens up.
AM ran to GameStop because he's like, oh man, it's like 50% off, so it's like $40. I'm gonna go pick it up, and I'm like, do you have Game Pass? And he's like, yeah. I said, it's coming out. Can you wait 3 weeks?
Right.
You can play it for free essentially.
Like Will said, like a way out.
I'd happily go through that again on the Xbox. I'd
Want a
happily.
way out?
No.
I mean,
Jedi
by the
Fallen
way,
Order.
I know Fefam and I are in the midst of our playthrough, but if anybody ever wants to go through a way out, I'm down to do that.
So back to the Master Chief Collection. Apparently, like, this is going to be for single player and multiplayer. So whereas with Infinite, you're only going to get 120 FPS on multiplayer maps. Like, you're going to get locked 60 on campaign. They're going to do 120 on the campaign and the multiplayer. That should be interesting.
All right, but the question you need to ask: at what point is having such a high frame rate just become that high of a frame rate just start becoming silly?
Eric, clarity of graphics and smooth runningness.
Shut up, Tom. Oh no, I'm sorry. That's preservation of the medium. My bad. So
Yeah,
shut up, Jimbo.
I'll shut myself up now.
All right.
But no,
and final story, as I said, or we're going back, and actually this comes back to Madden. So remember that kerfuffle that 2K was in, where between each period or after each quarter, there was an ad for some type of FX show that you couldn't skip, even though the game had loaded. You had to watch the whole ad.
Yeah.
Guess what's back? Back again. 2K21 adds in-game unskippable ads during loading.
Oh,
They didn't learn their lesson.
Oh,
Immerse yourself in the new Oculus Facebook VR headset. All right, my game's loaded. Game's loaded. I'm pressing A. Why isn't it not skipping?
oh, as someone who gave 2K20 a chance when it was free with PlayStation, I caught it obviously at the tail end of its life cycle. You either get it's their NBA 2K TV or whatever the hell they call it. It is hard and garbage to watch. And I'll be honest, I would consider taking an unskippable ad over that crap.
Mm.
But
Here's
yeah,
the
that
thing.
is
I am not super offended like some people are about advertisements. I mean, if they're small and like unintrusive, go ahead, slap that shit everywhere. Like I booted up I want to say
Speaking of
2K18 and there was like there was like ads for KFC and Snickers in the arena. So I'm like, whatever. Or the truth. Not our truth, the truth where
yeah.
hey, did you know that vaping actually is killing you?
What?
Yeah. Or Wolf in the chat, Crazy Taxi, drive you to the KFC. I will not play the 360 version because they took all that out and the Offspring Bad Religion. Like that, like to me that version's garbage. I'll go back into my Dreamcast and PS2 versions. Keep the purity of corporate America.
There you go.
But like when you do this and it's like something that's not skippable, like
hurts.
I've known some people who were super offended that there's an ad on their Xbox 360 dashboard, no bigger than Short Bus's webcam image. He's like, I pay for my Xbox Live Gold. Why do I have an ad? I'm like, it's this small of a square. Now, if it was those ads that you go to some websites and it would just like lower your frame rate to 5 frames per second to load a movie trailer, yes, fuck those ads. But if it's stuff like this Genshin Impact thing that's been following me all over Polygon, I'm not offended by that. I'm not offended by TD Insurance. It's not in the way of the thing I want to look at.
Titty Bank.
The Titty Bank, yeah. By the way, this is the bank that they make fun of in Letterkenny. Titty. Oh, I work at Titty Bank.
Is this a bank with tits?
Do we need to get a hotel or
Are you gonna drive or?
Yeah. But yeah, yep. 2K wants you to get the Oculus.
Yeah, no.
Why? I'll never know.
So, well, actually, this kind of feeds into something that kind of came across my plate today. So, one of yes, fish.
I said dish, but sure, let's go with fish.
Dish, fish, halibut. So, Obsidian Ant, who is, he's a YouTube blogger, mainly for space games like Elite Dangerous, Star Citizen, stuff like that. But he's also been following Microsoft Flight Simulator,
right,
a lot lately. Apparently, reported on, I guess, and again, take it for what it is, that someone was data mining Microsoft Flight Simulator because they're going to be bringing it to the Series X. That they found files for potential VR for Project Scarlet.
Oh boy.
Which was the code name for the Series X. So we might be seeing VR for the Series X.
Interesting.
Indeed.
I am intrigued.
I am intrigued as well, considering Phil Spencer straight up said, no, we're not pursuing anything with VR. At least during the one cycle. Like if you remember, what was it, like 3-4 years back with at E3, where they were even just talking about augmented reality.
Yeah.
HoloLens.
And HoloLens and all that. They looked at that and said, you know what, it's better for Microsoft even said straight out, like, okay, this is cool. We'll have better luck with it as a commercial application, which is why we haven't seen it. But yeah, and then of course Microsoft had to deal with Oculus for a while. But yeah, so fingers crossed, because I was sitting there playing like Forza Motorsport 7 today, going, man, it'd be really nice to have VR right now.
And you can really feel the weight of the car.
Indeed.
Yeah. Like, get us one
Johnny's
of these, like,
got his.
Persona. They're like, I don't know how much I can sing the praises of the VR headset, man. It's just, it's a completely different experience playing Squadrons in this as opposed to just playing it on my TV.
I'm sure.
And the stuff that's just designed specifically for VR, like Iron Man VR, like, love it.
Yeah.
People are saying in the chat, like, VR on Xbox. Can you imagine Halo VR? That'd be
Gears
crazy.
VR? You can chainsaw Claire. She could scream at you. You're not real.
Oh, right. I forgot to put that on the docket, but we'll talk about it briefly here. So, apparently, there's going to be another mini console.
Are you talking about, I gotta go move minibus real quick.
Okay. Wolf brought this to my attention.
Sorry.
There's going to be a mini Pong console being produced by Atari. So apparently it's going to be like the size of a tablet, and they'll have like the little knobs on each side to twist the paddles back and forth. I don't know if it's going to be able to be hooked up to an HDMI television or monitor, but that's kind of funny.
I saw it briefly come across my newsfeed, but I didn't really look into it otherwise, because I'm like, is that... Oh, well, okay. Didn't realize that was the thing that people wanted. Okay, then.
Hey, anyone that was, grew up in the 60s or 70s, sure.
Yeah.
But do you really need an entire console for Pong?
I think my Nokia brick phone that I had was one of my first phones. I think could still run it.
Yeah.
Eric.
Hi.
Wait, let me look this way instead of looking at... There we go. That's better.
I gotta remember the camera. For some reason on Discord, the camera's reversed, so I gotta look.
Yeah. All right. Everyone look in the corner. Hi.
There you go.
Hey. Hi, Johnny.
Hi, Johnny.
Hey, Jimbo.
Hey.
Hey.
Visual gags for an audio podcast.
That doesn't get uploaded anywhere audio, so it's purely visual.
There we go.
All right. Like, it's just before we get into the video game movie segment, I just say that, like, has there been like any new podcasts that have slowly gone like pure audio? Like, I feel like a lot of podcasts now have all gone like visual. So, can they really be called podcasts? Like, it should be just like it's basically a talk show.
At that point.
Yeah.
I mean, like the Tyler Coe with the relaunch of his what people thought was going to be Sports Ball version 4 was just him and someone talking about college football. They started off as audio, and then a couple of episodes they've had as video, but most podcasts have some type of video element to it at this point.
Yeah, and it's not super intrusive. I'm still listening to the Delta Flyers with Garrick Wan and Robert Duncan McNeil re-reviewing Voyager. They had video podcasts for a while on their YouTube channel, and it just kind of stopped. They just focused solely on Spotify and then their Patreon.
Right.
Which I think they have just the video stuff on Patreon, but it used to be like if they released an episode on Spotify, then they would release it on YouTube as a video format, which is just completely simple. Like just what we're doing. 2 webcams, floaty background, and them just talking. So it's nothing really... The only thing, like the latest one I'm listening to, which is Face Off, which they were... not Face Off. God. No, it was called
Stop
Faces.
talking about fucking Face Off.
I have to because they were like, dude, do you realize that this episode with, the Vidian taking that Edson's face and putting it on his face, do you know we predated Face Off by like 4 years? And he's like, really? He was just like, when did Face Off come out? Like, 97, 98. Yeah, we did by like 4 years. Voyager, stop talking about Face Off. No, don't not talk about Face Off. Face Off is fantastic.
Stop talking about it when it's the raddest shit on the when it stops being the raddest shit on the planet.
Never. All right. Well, that was the news. Now, it's time to see if Hollywood can replicate on the CRT onto the silver screen. It's time for Video Games, the Movie, the Game, the Review. I got the title right again.
I farted.
All right. So this week, since we're on the spooky theme, and I actually put it to you guys on Twitter to vote for it. I said, should we continue on with the Resident Evil movies and Why My Wife Are Strongest, or Silent Hill, because we're still like in the spooky month?
Yeah.
And they voted for Silent Hill.
Part of me wishes they had stuck with My Wife Our Strongest, but
Not at all, because holy shit. This
only
movie-
because I didn't. Yeah.
This movie is so good. The girl's acting can get a little wooden in some areas, but like the look, the feel,
Mhm.
the music, the
It
shots,
catches
like
you.
everything, like it's so goddamn good. And
And-
I really wish you would have watched this. I understand why, because you had like the little guy around, and this would probably freak him out a little bit.
Yeah.
No, you know what? I will, because Johnny, I don't think you were there. I will reiterate and repeat exactly what I put into the chat during Phasmophobia. I am a complete and utter wuss. I'm sorry, no, the correct term I used was puss when it comes to spooky and scary shit. Woody, yeah, we bust Woody's balls about it. Guess what? I don't even put myself in those positions. Was like, no. Mm-mm.
Well,
Nope.
here's the thing with the Silent Hill movie. There's no jump scares. It's just creepy imagery.
Yeah, can't
It's
do
like
it.
that.
Right here.
Can't do it. Don't do it.
Like,
Well, I'll do it.
okay, well, she was just right there. It's like, what if I told you that the Borg Queen was one of the main antagonists?
No, I watched the trailer. And
And
hell,
we get-
I caught that in 5 seconds. You know, in the half-second clip.
That was
that
the
they
first
showed
time
of
I'd
it.
seen Pyramid Head, and it threw me too.
Yeah.
I truth be told, there are a lot of video game franchises I haven't dipped my toe into, not because I'm scared or any specific reasons, just games I never played. Silent Hill and Resident Evil are among them.
Yeah, I was just never a fan of it.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm giving RE a chance with the
Mhm.
RE2 remake. It's just like, I played a little bit of Nemesis when it was first released on PlayStation. Couldn't really get into it that much. RE2, like, I know there's like 4 different campaigns, and I'm only really gonna go through maybe 1, maybe 2 of them.
Mhm.
Like, it's a lengthy game too. Like, someone was telling me I still got like a couple hours left on the Leon's campaign. But I'm trying to play through them to get like an understanding for everything. Silent Hill, I dabbled
Right.
a little bit into the first game. Never got really that far into it. But apparently, from what I've been hearing, is that even though that some of the characters are different, it holds up very well to the series. Here's the funny thing, and I just found this out because I was trying to get more research for it, and I watched Chris Duckman's review on that. He actually kind of rewatched it. At first, he hated it because that was kind of like the thing. It's like, video game movie, automatically hate it. And then he watched it, and he's like, this isn't a masterpiece, but this is really, really, really good.
Oh yeah.
Apparently, the director had been trying to get the rights to Silent Hill from
Oh,
Konami
yeah.
for years.
yeah, I heard the story.
And they wouldn't budge. Apparently, he made a 30-minute pitch. He interviewed himself, saying, how much he loved the series, how much he respected the series, and he shot some scenes the concept about how he can make these creatures, how he could do this and that, and finally they sold him the rights. And I gotta say, like, when she gets into Silent Hill, and like the atmosphere starts happening,
Yeah.
it's so good. Like, apparently too, there's like 40 to 45 minutes of cut content because it was more like wandering aimlessly and wandering lost, which is, you know,
Okay,
kind of what
yeah.
you do in the series. But they told them to cut that out, and that's where they have the subplot of Sean Bean, her husband, trying to get to Silent Hill to save her and her daughter.
Right.
Apparently that was a mandate by the studio because they said, and this is paraphrasing, but they said, there are too many females. Can you cast some males in this? Because you've got the mother, you've got the cop, you've got the board queen, and you've got the daughter and their other sub characters.
They also said they weren't happy with the fact that Sean Bean was in it, you know, at the very beginning and at the very end.
Yeah, he didn't die at any point in that movie.
Right, one of the few movies he didn't die in.
Yeah, I was gonna kind of.
I was
gonna do the whole. Does Sean Bean die in this movie? We're gonna find out right now. In the case of Silent Hill, Sean Bean, you do not die in this movie.
Right, of like all the games or of all the movies he's been in, that's the one he doesn't die in.
Yeah,
right.
Like couldn't have died in Percy Jackson because he's a fucking god of Olympus.
Still holds the record for most on-screen deaths.
First movie I ever saw him die in was GoldenEye.
Second movie I ever saw him die in was Equilibrium.
I want to say the second movie I saw him die in was Ronin.
Lord of the Rings?
No, not Lord of the Rings. It's Ronin, the car chasing movie with Jean Reno and Robert De Niro.
Oh, right, yeah.
That's a fantastic movie. You should
Actually, I can think of another movie he didn't die in. National Treasure.
Yeah. I've not seen them, but Hugs is saying in the chat, this game's Nightmare Fuel. It's something I want to look into, maybe trying out. Although I do hear that like the Silent Hill 2 and 3 HD remakes are just pure garbage. There were patches for PS3 that fixed a lot of issues, but the 360 they were just like, nah, we're not going to fix it.
Yeah.
But I don't want to talk a whole lot about the movie. Like normally, like I would just be spoiling the hell out of this shit if I didn't think it had any value. But I encourage anyone
looking at you, Street Fighter.
Well, I mean that has a different type of value.
Yeah, that has Raul Julia. That's value in and of itself. I should say more so like noobs.
Yeah, that's still our standard bearer of terrible video game movies. It's not even based on a video game. It's based on people playing video games.
Yeah.
So I highly encourage anyone to go see this movie. Like, as someone who never played the games, who just has a general understanding of that universe, I absolutely love this movie. Like, the whole time I was watching it, I was like, chef kissing. Like apparently all the music in this too was taken from the game with some remixes here and there. So like, again, chef's kiss on that. Like you get it. Apparently this movie gets a lot of hate too. Maybe because of osmosis of it being a video game movie, so you automatically have to hate on it.
I guess. I mean,
but like, I love this movie. Like so much so, like, you know, once I get some funds, I'm buying it on Blu-ray. I watched this. If you have Netflix, it's only available in 4 countries. So if you use a VPN service, you can get it in Japan. Which Japan seems to be Netflix. Japan seems to be the streaming service for video game movies because that's how I watched Assassin's Creed. But I mean, if you're in the States, I think it's on Amazon Prime.
That is correct.
Okay,
that is how I watched it.
Yeah, I couldn't find that. Although Netflix in the US has their sequel, Revelations. And I think Amazon Prime here, I get Revelations as well. So, G1s, you did an excellent job voting this out. Although it was a tight race, like Resident Evil Apocalypse was close. We almost had to watch Resident Evil Apocalypse. which was basically, let's watch Paul W.S. Anderson destroy Jill Valentine and Nemesis, because my wife are strongest.
Yep.
Oh, man, we didn't talk about that last... Do we want to talk about the Monster Hunter trailer?
Sure.
Okay, hang on. Let me flip back to this. I'm going to pull up the trailer. We're going to talk about it.
The only knock I had against the Silent Hill movie is that it had the woman cop was the girl who played Andrea in Walking Dead, and anytime I see her, I'm like, oh, it's gonna be a disappointing role because they did her dirty in Walking Dead. And this movie is kind of no different in a sense.
Yeah. I will say it's not spoiling anything, but I feel bad for one of the characters because the whole time the thing was happening to her, I was like, okay, Rose is gonna get there. She's gonna get there before it happens. And then it didn't happen. I'm like, no. And she shows up after the fact. I'm like, why did you run to there quicker? You could have helped.
Right? No, we're gonna slowly walk in after things have been completed, and then do what I gotta do.
Yeah. I almost want to do a spoiler cast. Like, just have a spoiler talk about it. And apparently soon, because Dave's telling us Silent Hill leaves Amazon Prime November 1st. So you guys don't have that much time to watch it.
Yeah, I'd recommend it if you're looking for a spooky game to watch.
Now,
I am not.
Oh, God. I just saw the 20 seconds of logos at the beginning of that. Oh.
Yeah, right?
I saw... Toho, I have hope for that, but Tencent, you can't escape Tencent.
It's like a Sour Patch Kid. You have hope, and then it gets pulled away.
So, Paul W.S. Anderson thinks that Monster Hunter needs the U.S. military and their sass. That's how this trailer starts off.
Right.
So, we in the real world, they find these tablets. And here's this little dusty thing to take their Hummies. Humvees.
Their what?
Their
We're
Hummies.
gonna take the Hummies.
I need to get a Hummy.
Get a Hummy.
Yeah. Mom, give me a Hummy and some Pop-Tarts.
Yeah. So now, those look good, but then they got I'm not gonna put the audio, but this is the whole, what are we, the Guardians of the Galaxy now? I'm like, who the fuck talks like that? Idiots are gonna get eaten by Black Diablos here.
I don't even think it was a Black Diablos. I think it was just a regular Diablos.
Diablos?
Yeah, it's a regular Diablos. But what was funny, we were talking about this. You saw that sand plume, and we're just going, oh, that's Diablos. And then sure enough, the dude's like, Diablos.
You've played the game.
Right?
Yeah. And now we got the weaponry. I mean, that looks cool. It's just, I got a feeling that the hunter, that's Tony Jaa, right?
Sure. I do like this one.
Oh, charging up the...
Shot him in the face with a rocket, and Diablo's just like, mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you gotta get your slow-mo shots in there. Yeah, that's Paul W.S. Anderson. And here's the thing that kind of ifs me, is that she got to get top billing, even in the trailer. It's Mila Jovovich, Monster Hunter, not just Monster Hunter. A lot of Monster Hunter purists are kind of going about Rathalos because he's not that big. Because apparently he's like the size of a football field.
Dude, Rathalos is that big.
How's the creature report? Oh, he's pissed.
Right?
Yeah.
I would if I'm Mila Djokovic in that shot, I'm running the other way. I'm going, fuck this shit, I'm out.
Apparently she's got like a grappling hook.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like she's got the hunter sling. Yeah, the hunter slinger that they wear on their arms.
Yeah, do you think she's just gonna drop kick him and boom, that's it, dead?
Yeah,
oh, God,
you think
I
it'll
hope
be
not.
a bet? Will
No, I think it'll be a
will
better. I think
you
it'll be a
leave
better
the
fight.
theater if that happens?
I'm not going to leave the theater. I might leave the theater once it's over and just go, I can't believe they fucking did that. I don't think it'll be that to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there's your bonus for the video games, the movie, the game, the review. We looked at that Monster Hunter trailer.
So in terms of let's going back to Silent Hill. In terms of movies we've had to watch for here, I'd put this at the top.
Yeah, I would put this like with Mortal Kombat as like the
Eric, you want to
the
give us a
top.
freeze frame? And there you go. My camera almost
Physical
froze
game.
on me.
They're like,
Yeah.
did they actually freeze?
Yeah. It's like
Oh,
No,
that
I
tech-
can.
all
No, I can
that
actually
tech,
hold
he's
that.
still
That
freezing.
actual still. So yeah.
Yes.
What was it on a scale of? I don't even know. At this point.
Mortal Kombat
to
to noobs.
Mortal, yeah, noobs. On a scale of noobs to Mortal Kombat, we're gonna put this. We'll put this below Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, it's up there.
Yes.
The upper echelon, just under Mortal Kombat.
And it like no hyperbole. It is that good, really. Now I hear that Revelations is like far worse because they tack on a lot of 3D shit. Because that's when like 3D was like, it's like
Yeah.
Sound Hero's asking when's Pixels. Oh god.
Podcast canceled forever. Good night, everybody.
I will say this though. We have the next two.
I'm not
already-
gonna lie.
We
I
have the
actually
new text
enjoy Pixels.
We have the next two picked out already. We're going to be taking a break from actual video game movies. We're going to be looking at video game documentaries. So Wolf really wants to do the documentary on Netflix called High Score. That 6-part little mini series on Netflix. And he also wants and I thought about this and I'm like, yeah, I haven't seen this movie in a while. Indie Game the movie. They follow the guys who did Super Meat Boy, Braid, and Phil Fish with Fez, and you just realize how you hear the stuff and you know he canceled Twitter and he canceled Fez too, but you haven't seen full Phil Fish until you watch this movie.
Technically, isn't Wreck-It Ralph a video game movie?
Yeah,
It would be, yeah.
Yeah, we could. Yeah, and its subsequent sequel, even though he's in the internet, I mean, it's revolving around video games. I mean, we can do Free Guy when that eventually releases. The Ryan Reynolds
Shit,
movie.
it did so.
With all the
Sorry,
Mariah Carey you can handle.
Hold on a second. Let me turn my.
Oh,
there we go. I don't know what's going on with my camera tonight. It's been, I go through a 3-hour video call with my sister and it's fine, but I try to dance on stream.
It's just too much. Can't handle it.
Yeah, too much movement.
All right, podcast question time. Over on the Discord, there's a section called Podcast Questions. We ask you for questions every week, and we answer them like this. Red Road asks, has there been any Halloween updates in games this year you've played and really liked? I don't really play the games with service games that have Halloween updates, so not really. I know Melody's playing a lot of Terraria right now because apparently with monsters you beat, you'll get like costumes. So she's gotten like a leprechaun costume, Santa, I think Link, Legend of Zelda.
Yeah.
There have been others, but like it's like when your kid tells you how he's doing in the game. I'm like, oh, that's nice. Oh, y'all like that? Awesome. I'm like,
I mean, I've jumped in some Among Us, and they've updated some of the maps with some Halloween themed stuff with like spider webs and ghosts and
cool.
Just like and jack-o'-lanterns, little things to make just be like, oh yeah, it is Halloween time. But then you get that, and then you get your Apexes and your Call of Duties that I've seen in one update. I don't where there are jump scares in Call of Duty now, and like Modern Warfare, the Warzone mode. Which I'm out.
Well, I know Gears of War is doing a Halloween set that I've dabbled in a little bit of having a good time with that. Dauntless. I believe the update coming out tomorrow is actually their seasonal Halloween update. So we'll see what that's like.
I do remember Gears 3. They would put jack-o'-lanterns on everyone's
Yeah,
bodies.
So they actually have a playlist now, specifically for the Halloween, as well as their own individual set of medals. But yeah, so if you play the playlist, all the characters have like really creepy jack-o'-lanterns on their heads and like a sire.
Okay.
Yes, ooh, spooky ghost. So like a sire will be running at so like they actually have one of the special 20 wave horde modes going on right now, and it's mostly sires, and the sires normally their heads are like minuscule compared to the rest of the body. It's just giant jack-o'-lantern where their head should be, and it doesn't look right, and I'm just like, this no. So
our host Jimbo Socks here asks, "What's our favorite Halloween candy?" Miniature versions of chocolate bars.
Little Reese cups or little Kit Kat bars.
Fuck that, king size Three Musketeers all the way, bitches.
Yeah, well, not everyone was able to grow up with someone in their neighborhood giving away king size candy bars.
Yeah,
I could make the lollipops or candy bitch joke, but
okay.
I do have to kind of agree with Johnny. The mini sizes of candy bars is always a
yeah.
I
I looked at a big box of them today because it'll be the first time that I will be at home for a little bit of trick or treating if kids decide to do that this year. We will have some type of safety dispensal system. Basically, we're gonna take I'm gonna take tubes of Christmas wrapping paper that has been used up, tape that to my step banister, and just slide the candy down. I'll have a mask. I'll have gloves. I'll be like, awesome.
Yeah,
put your pillow case there.
Yeah, that seems to be the general consensus for most people. They're who that I've heard are doing it. They're like they're just going out buying just a length of PVC pipe. I think there's one guy where in the town where my wife grew up in, that same kind of thing where he's got a PVC pipe cable tied to his banister, and he's painted it and decorated it with the Halloween lights and everything, and but at the end of it says a sign that says "Hold bag here."
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. If I had the space in my front yard, I would try to find a way to get a cannon in like a target and be like, all right, kids, go stand in the target. I'm gonna you press the button, whatever launches out of that cannon is what you're gonna get. And like RNGs, this would be like, some would be candy, some would be toothbrushes, some would be more candy.
Pencil.
Where do you want me? On the X. You mean the one with the red paint? Yeah, paint.
All right.
It's like, yeah, I got it. It's not rocket science.
And every once in a while,
there are some rockets attached to the.
Every once in a while, you throw an apple out.
Okay, I want hands up on the call and hands up in chat. Did you ever get that crazy person every year? You kept going back to them for some odd reason because it was on your route. Every year, they gave you a goddamn Bible verse.
No.
I'm the only one that apparently.
Now I can't say Bible verse. I've gotten the toothpaste and toothbrush. I've gotten the the penny nickel dime, the penny dime quarter lady. I've got everything but a Bible verse, and I might have appreciated that Bible verse if
Barrel Dragon's the only one that's raising his hand, a verse of prayer. Everyone else is saying nope, never got that, nope. Every year without fail.
Yeah,
and
right now.
Like, we always tried to skip it, but they're like, oh, just go humor her. It's like, hi, trick or treat, and you're like, oh, look at that, God bless. So I'm like, all right, we got her first. All right,
I think actually, you know what? Maybe because I didn't pay attention to it, she would always put like get a little like little cardboard or a little piece of paper, tape a quarter to it, and maybe there might have been a Bible verse or something on the back of it. That might have been the closest I got to getting a full Bible verse when I would go trick or treating.
But a few king size houses in our route. Yeah, back where I used to live, it was super duper rural. Like houses were like a block or two separate from each other, so you'd have to drive
Right.
to that place and into their driveway in order to knock on the door.
Right.
And every year they're like, okay, we know there's like 10 kids that live in this neighborhood. Just they would go to like Costco and be like, all right, a couple of big bars here, you know, let's get a 12-pack of Pepsi. Boom, pop that in your pot. So we would hit those houses first, then we drive into the city and then go up and down quite a few blocks. And by the end of the night, I think we had like maybe like 3 or 4 bags full. And then you'd like, I want to hear, before we go on, I want to hear your guys' stories of what you would do with that candy. Because for me, I'd grab a plastic bag, sort everything out. So like, all right, potato chips go in here, hang that up. Candy bars go in this one, hang it up. Rockets, which you guys call Smarties because you're monsters, those would go in another bag. And so on and so forth. Like the caramel stuff, they get their own bag. Did you ever do anything like that?
And as far as sorting, no. The standing rule in the house is we had the parent tax. It sucks. It sucked as a kid. I'm going to enjoy every moment of extracting it out of my son. And the parent tax was very simple. When you brought the bag of candy in, when you got done, because we grew up in suburbia, so we would just walk it. We didn't drive anywhere. We just walked the whole neighborhood and came back. And before we were allowed to enter the house, didn't matter how cold it was, didn't matter what the weather was like, we had to give my mom 1 mini Snickers. We had to give my dad 1 Three Musketeers. This formed a very big problem for me as I got older, because Snickers and Three Musketeers are probably 2 of my favorite candy bars of all time. Right up there with Butterfinger. And I would even try to negotiate. What about a Milky Way or a Mars bar, or Butterfinger? Nope. 1 Snickers, 1 Three Musketeers, and then to add insult to injury, we would get to eat. Get to choose a couple pieces, and then my mom would take the bag away from us and put the bag way up high where we couldn't get it.
Oh.
And we were allowed 3 pieces a night until the bag was empty, or until we just had complete and utter crap in there, and it was just like, yeah, nobody wants the fucking lollipops. Yeah.
Okay, so conversations coming up in chat here that we I feel like we've had this discussion every single time it's brought up, but Huggable like Day is agreeing with me. Rockets are disgusting, and Hugs is like, "What's a rocket?" Well, let's go through this as Canadians and Americans. So, what you guys call Smarties, we call rockets, because we have a candy treat here called Smarties. They're milk chocolate duds covered in a candy coating. So it's basically a better tasting M&M, in my opinion.
Fuck your couch.
Yeah.
Anyway,
so
continue.
yeah, so we don't have that. We have that.
Silent Hero.
Yeah, Silent Hero is the one that always has a problem with those Smarties. I sent a box to them to TL Wolf one time. We had an exchange of things, but of course, him being so close to the border, he gets that stuff anyway. Before we move on to the next question, I actually want to tell you guys a funny story about rockets. So,
you mean Smarties?
When I was in high school. Okay, Smarties, fine, whatever.
Necco wafers.
Okay. So, when I was in high school, there's one day we had a substitute teacher in. We're learning about something. Eventually, they're getting us to watch American History X. Fantastic film if you've never seen it.
Mm-hmm.
But before she put the movie on, one of my classmates decided, I want to snort rockets like cocaine.
Ugh.
So, he sat there, unraveled a thing of rockets, crushed it up, took his bank card, and started forming lines. Had this been a regular teacher, that probably would have stopped him. But the substitute just sat there like this. I walked up to her and I'm like, not going to do anything? She's like, no, I want to see how this plays out. So it was all lined up. She finally got to this, like, all right, here's your teacher wanted me to pass out your reports or whatever. Here's your grades, whatever. So the guy takes it. He's like, oh, I got an 80%. Cool, I passed. Whatever. Takes the thing, goes, rips up his thing, rolls a story, and she's like, he's gonna do it, isn't he? I'm like, I think so. Sure enough, puts it up there, and he went, oh, it burns! Oh God! We laughed.
That was pixie sticks from me when I was in high school. So some teachers would go around on Valentine's Day and hand out pixie sticks, like, "Oh, happy Valentine's Day!" And there's always the one or two kids who would always proceed to just be like, "Oh, I'm collecting pixie sticks so I can snort them." It's like, all right, not my farm, not my problem. Here you go.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
All right. Next question. Man, this is a Halloween themed centric podcast. Probably because we're not going to be available
Also,
for Halloween.
Real quick, you mentioned sorting. I didn't get a chance to chime in on that, but for me, it was always sort it by how much you love it. So the stuff that was least like the Necco wafers and the American Smarties, you go first. Then you make your way up to the good stuff with like the Three Musketeers, the Reese's, the whatever else you got that you love. So that way you're building up to it. It's like your reward for eating the stuff that you don't normally eat.
Yeah. I always did my like our 3 pieces of candy. So I always did one complete shit one mid tier, and one high tier.
Yeah.
So
the reason for me for the sorting is that I would take them from with my lunch. So my mom would pack my lunch with whatever, and then I would go into my room. I'd grab like 2 things each, throw that in the bag, and I was like, all right, I got a little something to snack on after my lunch is done. And then it was just like snacking from here and there. I think that shit would last us a week. If we were lucky.
Right.
So Mr. Teal Wolf asked, your most memorable Halloween costume. Mine was Batman. Ooh. It consisted of a handmade cowl out of cloth that my grandmother made me. That I would like. It would go on top. Actually, no, it wasn't like a full cowl. So how the cowl would work is that it was just like this little hood. I'd fasten it with a safety pin, little tiny ears, and then just that simple black mask that you would get wherever. So I'd wear that underneath. I had a gigantic sweater with the Batman symbol on it. So that was, that piece. And then the rest was just black sweatpants and rubber boots. And then she made a cape for it. And I swear to God, I wore that like 4 or 5 years. And apparently, I don't remember this offhand, but I would wear it around the yard. And my sister's friends would look at me all weird. And they go to my sister and say, do you know your brother thinks he's Batman?
I'm Batman.
Maybe I was Batman. What do you know? That's my most memorable one.
I don't really remember any of mine.
I can give you one if you want to think a little bit longer, Eric.
No, I don't want to think anymore. My brain is mush, but I really can't think. It's one of those things where I would almost need to text my mom. Like, Mom, what were some of my Halloween costumes?
Was that a pretty costume?
Right.
I will say I have. If people that know me know I love Power Rangers, so when I got to dress up as the Red Ranger as a kid, I was hyped to say the very least. But I wore that outfit for like 3 days after Halloween too. I went to elementary school. We did the trick or treating in elementary school. I wore it then. I wore it home. I wore it to dinner. I wore it to trick or treating. I slept in it. I wore it the next day, and eventually my dad came to me and was like, "Okay, we need you to take this off. You're starting to smell now."
Also, I'm gonna flip back because I have to bring this one up. If
Uh-oh.
you had a costume that looked like this growing up,
Oh,
you know.
yeah. Yeah.
Like this, I don't know what company made these, but in the 80s, it was like, I need a Halloween costume. Okay, here's a plastic bag that kind of looks like the character with a plastic mask. There's your costume.
And it was one of those masks that you like stick your tongue through the slit and cut your tongue and
Yep. 100%.
Yeah. There's the Barbie one.
I can't help it.
Oh no, sorry, that's Gem.
The slit is there. I just cannot help it. It's maddening.
Yeah.
Speaking of masks that'll cut your face,
I think that's just cut the blood flow.
I felt my vision going because it was poking into my eye socket the whole time. Like, you guys didn't see it. For those of you that are watching this, you didn't see it before the call where I'm standing there holding my glasses over my eyes because I couldn't see, because I couldn't keep them on my head because of the mask. And
yeah. I mean, that was my most memorable as a kid. I mean, when you're an adult, you put a lot more effort into it.
oh yeah.
By the way, Jimbo, I'm gonna throw this to you because you're one of our sports ball guys here.
Yeah.
Fuck the World Series and messing with my Masked Singer tonight.
I saw that coming. Yep. Well, Eric, I've got some.
My wife and I were so pissed.
Eric, look at me. I have some good news. They're not taking breaks between games like they usually do. So that probably means that Game 7 will not be next week, as much as I want to do it for the joke. So you will probably have Matt Singer back next week. I am sorry that it ruined your Wednesday.
There you go.
Fine.
Okay.
And if
so
if they are, I apologize. But yeah.
Right. So the final question comes from Matthew Lewis. He says, Halloween or scary movie that scared you as a kid the first time you watched it. It's not technically a scary movie. It's a Halloween movie. It freaked the hell out of me when I was little, and it shouldn't have. It was Ernest Scared Stupid. As a kid, that troll is scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The part that freaked me out the most, it was like the main kid was trying to get away from it, and he's just like, I got away, and he grabs and turns him into a wood thing. You're like,
yeah.
But that movie was so weird. As an adult, you look at that and you're just like, why the fuck was I ever scared by that?
Well, that's like as a kid, I think the movie that did it for me was Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
What about you, Jimbo?
Like now I'm it kind of like the Ernest Scared Stupid thing. Like now I watch it and go, the fuck is wrong? I mean, it's creepy, but
Let me think here. Movie. I think the movie that scared me as a kid was Cats from Outer Space. No, I'm kidding. No, that's joking. So no, it. A buddy of mine was like, "Hey, I got this movie. You know, it was I've got this movie that's rated R, and you know, it'll be like we're badasses watching it." It took me a while to get over a fear of clowns. I'm obviously over it, but that one, yeah.
All right, that's it for our questions. Thank you guys for the Halloween theme for the questions because this will be our last podcast of October, so we won't have anything ready for Halloween. So it's time for Shilling Mode as we wrap up. So coming up, wait, do we have anything on Friday?
Yeah, what he's playing.
Oh yeah, somebody is going to be playing Alien Isolation for you guys. So keeping everything spoopy.
Submitted for your approval.
Yeah, so he'll be kicking it off at 9 p.m. Mr. Jimbo Socks will be live at 9 p.m. on Saturday with Tekken 7 on the Xbox One or PS4.
That is the plan. It is free with Game Pass, so if you have Game Pass, you're more than welcome to jump in. As always, on Fighting Game Nights, we do the 1,000 bits or a $10 direct donation to our Extra Life campaign. You choose the fighter. Now, it is a lot easier with Tekken than it is with, say, Street Fighter or anything else because there are a lot more characters available for base game for Tekken 7 as opposed to when we did Street Fighter. So just keep that in mind.
And or Tekken. as
Michelle Rodriguez.
Yeah, Rodriguez said probably with like 20 beers in her before she went on stage.
I'm down with the Tekkans.
I can't. Sunday it's Mr. Teal Wolf with Jackbox Party Pack 7 at 9 p.m.
Ooh.
That just recently came out, so we'll be rotating through a bunch of those. It is still web-based stuff, so you just need a device that can access the internet with a browser.
Tablet, phone, or computer.
Yep. So I'll let you guys in on what's going to be happening in 2 weeks' time, because Halloween's on a Saturday, and it is my game day. Now, there were suggestions to do a watch party of a scary movie that was on Amazon Prime. Here's the thing with me, guys. I don't really care for horror.
You don't care for horse?
Horror.
Horror. Okay, got it.
I don't have an opinion on the matter.
So I'm like, the hell?
Horror.
Okay. So, in lieu of that, I came up with a different idea.
It's a good idea.
We're gonna do a watch party of the old WCW pay-per-views, Halloween Havoc. Now, we're going through which one we should do. Should we do the 97 that has some pretty good matches with it's Rey Mysterio versus Eddie Guerrero and the DDP Macho Man match, although that does have the Hogan Piper one. There's also 98 that gave us the bollocks that was Hogan Warrior, but also gave us DDP Goldberg. But the one we're going to do is 95 that gave us the Hogan Giant Monster Truck Sumo match and the Yeti.
Oh, the Yeti.
Yeah, so I'll be doing that at 9 p.m. on Halloween. I might have costume. We might have, because Wade and I have been talking about doing something crazy for that. Although, with the copyright stuff, I mean, DMCA seems to just be music stuff. Because I still see people streaming full wrestling shows. So I think the statute of limitations is, like, if it's like 30 years old, it should be all right. If you're broadcasting the current TV shows that are on right now, I mean, Impact has a different deal because they're full in on Twitch. So they're like, oh yeah, co-stream, watch our stuff and react to it. We love that shit. I think we'll be okay. I mean, I think for safety sakes, what I might do is just erase the feed after it's done. I mean, if we don't get a whole lot of warnings, we'll keep it up there. But I mean, I've seen people get away with worse on this platform. So
Right.
yeah. That was the joke too. Silent Hero saying, if we're gonna do 98, do we abruptly stop the stream when Goldberg DDP starts to kind of play off the joke?
Yeah.
Because that's the other thing with that pay-per-view is that it went long. The main event started, and pay-per-view provider cut them off. They had to show the rest of it for free on TV the next night. But I don't know. That's something we got talking about. But now it's time for personal shilling. Guys, shill. What you doing on your channels?
I'm yawning.
Well, you'll see me. Yeah, hold on a sec. I'll be right back.
Right.
Well, I'll go first since Eric is in the middle of giving himself a nice head itch and yawning.
yeah.
I'll be, but for those that tune into my channel, I appreciate it over on twitch.tv/JuboSox13. I'll be live this weekend a couple of times, probably mostly on Saturday for some Sport Ball Saturday, as well as testing out something for Extra Life that I think is a good idea, but I got to make sure it works. I got to make sure the way I have it set up will work properly. So certain I have to tease it. I got to do the I can't talk about it just yet because I got to make sure it works. Tease, but tune in for that, and then obviously that's about it. Mostly, when I broadcast on my channel, it's just to have fun. So I don't really have a schedule. I'm a sport, I'll play a sports ball game here or there, or I'll just sit back, relax, and chill. Like the other night when I played some Minecraft, or I think it was Monday or Tuesday Tuesday. Well, yeah, Monday when I just randomly went live at like 9 o'clock at night and was just testing out some stuff. So that's over on twitch.tv/JimboSox13.
There you go. Sure, boss. What are you doing on your channel?
Well, now that I'm not yawning, tomorrow will be Dauntless. This week was a little weird, as far as scheduling. So, we did our fundraising Friday today. I realize today is Wednesday, so you really can't call it a fundraising Friday. But screw you, we did fundraising Friday today. So we're gonna do a small, do our normal time tomorrow. There is no stream on Friday. I'm going out of town for the day, taking the minibus with me. So, and then we'll be back. We should be back business as usual next week. I got a few ideas poking around in the head that we'll see how I wish to proceed. So.
Nice. And that'll be over on twitch.tv/shortbus_Eric.
Well, certainly not going to be twitch.tv/BuddyBus, Eric. So yeah. Sorry, that was a little bitchy. My bad.
Okay.
You stupid.
Did you try shilling and have the old name in your head?
No.
I don't think he's thought of that old name except for any time that had to do with anything PlayStation, but he's changed it since. So it's
Buddy Bus is in
Buddy
fact,
Bus is only brought up by like myself and others to
there are a few
to poke the bear.
To poke the bear and take the piss out of me.
There you go.
As it were.
Oh, I don't want to do that. That just
Well, I mean, you've heard the flow. You've heard the dude. So this might this week I've had some hardware issues, and the hardware has reset, and in some cases, the sensitivity of the microphone has been really good.
Mm-hmm.
So much so that like if you come to my stream, you'll hear Minibus. It's just natural order of things. You'll hear the Rugrat.
I want gushers.
Right. I want to go. Yeah, Daddy. What? I gotta go potty. Like, all right, cool. Go potty. And we're sitting here, and then all of a sudden we're just like what the flow was so like at like if you were anyone else, it was just kind of like what the hell. For me, the father, I was like, there's my boy. That's a good one.
My boy, Blue.
Yeah. It's Johnny Chase. I mean, it's.
I love too that you had him sing. Had him do the. Everyone knows it's Jimbo, and he goes, "Everyone knows it's Johnny Chase." He's like, "Well, Minibus, it's okay. I get it.
That's my bit now."
Yeah, fine.
Oh wait, that's right. No.
Don't worry. Give me 3 weeks, and I'll come up with another bit of my own.
Huggable Lux holds one of the last bastions of Buddy Bus, because I gave so she during the hospital stream last year, she had actually won a McLeod Children's Hospital water bottle that never got sent out to her. So I sent her one of the Extra Life shirts that I had made because we weren't allowed to, and I completely forgot that it still says Buddy Bus on there. So
was that the Extra Life 2019 or 2018?
I think so, yeah.
Or my logo?
Yeah, it's the one
where my logo was the PS5?
Yeah.
Because I didn't have a logo of my own at that point, but I
nope.
do now.
Damn, speaking of, I gotta get on that exclusive t-shirt.
I have to remind myself to actually there goes my camera again. I gotta remind myself to get someone to make an animated version of my face. But Johnny, what are you going to be playing on your channel this week?
I'm going to be tomorrow night finishing up Resident Evil 2 on the PS4. According to folks in the know, I've only got a couple hours left on that. Friday night for us is date night. Melanie has been kind of back and forth on it, but I think she will commit to it. I'm gonna get her to play through a little bit of Resident Evil 7 in VR, so she can experience the pain that I felt. Although the first little bits aren't really that spooky, but I don't know. we'll have to wait and see. I mean, if she gets too scared, we will flip to just regular VR games because I'll have the VR headset all plugged in and ready to go.
Also,
and
fun
then
fact:
after that,
we know that Melanie can't lie because you ask her about it from Among Us, and she just starts chuckling.
yeah. Oh god, that clip I have of her, she's just like slowly going away from the microphone.
Yep.
I'm like, Melanie, what do you have to say for yourself? And I just hear, like, okay, that's her. She's the imposter. But that'll be over on twitch.tv/JohnnyLChase. But that's gonna do it for us tonight. Stick around. We have a raid. If you're on Twitch right now, we're gonna raid this person. If you're on YouTube, we've already raided her. So give her a follow. Her name is Lekka K. She is awesome. And
she was. I popped in briefly as. Oh no, she's still talking about it. She's actually talking about the DMCA.
Yes.
Right now with so.
Yeah, so
kind of excited about that.
Yeah, so stick around for that. So thanks everyone for watching and listening. We'll be back on Twitch on Friday with Woody Man and Alien Isolation. Yeah, everyone have a good night. Bye.